Is it possible to launch a Gohighlevel website within just 24 hours? But not just any website, I'm talking about a premium, high converting website all built within Gohighlevel. That's exactly what I had to figure out when I got a client. He needed a bookkeeping website and he needed to launch within 24 hours. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I built this website live so I can launch this website ASAP for my client. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is build this thing live and I'm gonna show you step by step how I'm gonna pull this off in less than 24 hours so my client can launch their website. And I'm gonna walk you through the entire process, pretty much what my clients go through when they start working with my agency. And so in the discovery call, I found out that the client needed a website urgently because the other agency that they were working with fell through. And so they need a website for their bookkeeping services. And essentially what they do in like 2 lines is they help small businesses with their monthly bookkeeping. They have 2 main offers, the monthly bookkeeping and then year-end tax filing. So when businesses have to file their taxes, which I think this is like a one-time thing and this is recurring. So on the call, I told my client there's 2 options of how we can pull this off. The first one, which is going to be more expensive, is to build this thing custom from scratch. And what I'm gonna have to do is just spend like 12 hours building the website one section at a time and just finish it very quickly. I might even have to bring my brother so we can build at the same time. That was option 1. Now the second option, which made the most sense honestly for the client, is instead of building from scratch, what I could do is use one of my master templates that I created. That way we don't have to build from scratch. We can build these way faster. And we're also going to have a premium website on Gohighlevel. So what I did is I showed my client my 9 templates. And out of all 9, the one he liked the most was the solar template. So if you haven't seen it, I'm going to show you in just a second what that looks like. But he said, this is pretty much the aesthetic that I want for my website. We have the right colors, the styling. I think it's going to make sense. And I actually agree with him. There's a solid template to build with. And this way, instead of spending like 16 hours building the website, we might spend like half of the time, maybe 4 hours. And so this is the plan of action. This is what the actual website looks like. This is the template that we created from scratch in Gohighlevel that's ready to go. We have the buttons, the animations, the code, the videos, all this stuff. And what I have to do is just replace this so it makes sense with my client's website, with the services that they're trying to offer. And so what I would do here is just change some of this, change the stats. Here's some of the other sections, but as you can see, like it already has the code ready to go, the animations with the buttons, all that stuff. And he really liked the colors pattern, the black with the whites, and then just a 1 minor accent color. So I think a lot of these sections we can actually use and they're gonna make a ton of sense with his business. And even though we're not building a solar website, you'll see that we can build this and make it look really clean for bookkeeping. So I'm gonna show you what I've already done. And I kind of got a head start because I needed to start building this thing fairly quickly, but I'm going to show you the hero section. As you can see, we're actually using a lot of the elements that we already had, but I thought it might be cooler if we have like 2 sections side by side so that I can have a graphic of what it would be like for a small business owner to relieve the headache of their bookkeeping. So as you can see right here, if I zoom in, you can see like your monthly bookkeeping is done, ready to download for January 2025, and the next month is actually in progress. So I thought that would be pretty cool. And if you are a business owner, you know how many tasks you have to do on a daily basis that you might not want to worry about your bookkeeping. So that's the value prop. That's what the client was trying to achieve with his website. So what I've done is I kept the same fonts, sub headlines, all that stuff right here, the same CTA. But what I did is I aligned it all to the left-hand side and I created this very quickly in Photoshop. Now let me show you what this graphic looks like in Photoshop. I built this fairly quickly. I'm just going to pull it up right here. So we have a business owner. You know, a lot of the businesses that he's trying to help is like mom and pop shops, local service owners, maybe solopreneurs, those type of people that have maybe 1 or 2 employees or building a business on their own. And so I found this image online, pexels.com, and it just looks like a small business owner. And what I did is I added this after. So these right here are multiple layers. Like I can hide them. You can see them right here. And that's how I built this graphic. Now I might change a couple of things on the graphic, but for now, let's just keep it like this so we can keep building the website. So the next section that I changed was this right here. So I changed the city. It's a different city, but I'm not going to reveal too much about the business. And I changed the name very quickly. I just called it Bright Books for this example, but I'm not going to reveal my actual client's business. So this is what it looks like. And as you can see, these 2 sections are very similar. What I've done is I changed the video. Now here's somebody like doing some accounting, bookkeeping. And so I just replaced the video very quickly. Now this right here looks the exact same, but what I did is I changed the stats to match my business. So CPA certified, stress-free tax filing. You can see like this is just Looks pretty much the same, but I just changed the copy. So the next section I want to build out is this one right here. And I've already have the code and everything ready. I'm going to show you what this actually looks like when you just refresh the page. You can see all the stats, how they load up. And this is what I came up with. So 30% more deductions, X amount saved annually, and then this amount of hours saved every week. Now, how I did this is, as I was building, I already have my code ready to go, so I can just open the code editor and I just replace the numbers. So $3,000 saved, and then here I did 6 hours saved, and then for this one I just quickly changed it to 30% right here. So that's how I did that section right there. I'm gonna hit save very quickly, but what I'm gonna start building next is these sections right here. So what I'm gonna do here, so if you remember in the solar website, I have 2 sections right here, this one and this one. I'm gonna fill them out right now before we do the process, this one right here. So what I'm gonna do for this one is introduce the first service that we offer, and I want to have the same exact layout. I think it's going to work well, but I do need to find a new photo that I'm going to replace right here. And so what I want to do is go to pexels.com. Here's where I find all of my photos, and I'm going to find one live. Let's see. So let's just do accounting. Let's see if there's anything good relating to accounting. So far, maybe I could use this one. So I'm just going to download it very quickly. Or maybe like a small business owner. Let's see if there's something better, like with a small business owner. Could be this one right here. Okay, so let's go back and I'm gonna replace it very quickly. The good thing is this section's already built out, ready to go. And what I'm gonna do is just select here and then change it very quickly. I'm just gonna upload these 3 photos and I'm gonna pick the one that fits the best for this section. So what I've done is I kept everything the same, but I changed the copy very quickly. I wanted to go after the desired outcome, which is the main thing business owners care at the end of the year is to save as much money as they can on taxes. And so this is a headline. We help small business owners save big on taxes. Here's a quick sub headline that I came up with. And the next thing I want to change is this stat right here. So I'm not sure the client satisfaction for this client, but what I do know is he has really good Google reviews. As you see, like on the template one, this is what we have. But here we could just do like Google reviews, and we could just do like 4.6 out of 5, which is really good. And so that section is done very quickly. You saw me find the photo, change the copy, and it's good to go. Let's just preview it very quickly. This is what it looked like before. Let's give it a quick refresh. This is what it looks like now. So much better, and I think it looks pretty clean. So you can see like the small business owner, now you see the quick text and you can see the stat. So we're just building on that trust, because that's the main thing. Is if you're trying to hire an accounting service, a bookkeeping service, you want to make sure that you can trust them. So this is how we build that trust. Now let's keep going. This right here is some quick stats. I might save this for another section of the website, but what I'm going to do next is build out this section. So what I'm going to do is just replace the copy. So let's go down here. This is already kind of redundant because we already have some stats early. So I'm just going to delete this section right here. But this section we actually going to use. So Phoenix Solar guiding you every step of the way. We can literally use the same copy, but this is going to be Bright Books. Bright Books guiding you every step of the way. Trust our team of bookkeeping expert to make your transition to seamless and stress-free accounting. There we go. I think that's pretty clean. And then I'm just going to change the steps. Our client has 3 easy steps on how they like to work with people. So I'm just going to update them very quickly and finish this section. Okay, so I added the copy very quickly. So now what it looks like is step 1, free consultation. Step 2, get set up. Step 3, monthly bookkeeping. And then step 4, ongoing support and insights. I've added a bit of copy here and there, but this section is pretty much done, and it took us like 30 seconds. It looks really good, and it still has the code, everything working, which is awesome. Now what I have to do is just match the formatting, make sure everything's clean, which I'm gonna do in just a second. But this section is looking pretty clean. And I just messed around a bit with the formatting, and now it's good to go. So now you can see the steps, the code is already there. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff, and we can keep building. So let me just hit refresh one more time. This is what it should look like. There we go. All done. And then I think we're getting towards the end of the website. Now, this section we won't need, so I'm just going to delete it very quickly because it, like accounting, there's nothing to do with like photos or something that's very visual. So I can just delete the whole thing. Q&A I'm definitely going to keep, but I'm just going to change the questions. And then the CTA we're going to change very quickly. Now this, get my free quote, I'm just going to do get started right there. I'm just gonna replace this very quickly. I think that's pretty good. Get a free consultation, book me assessment to get started. Call now. I think this is not, we won't need it, but that's about it. That section is done. Now the next section I want to change is the Q&A, the common questions. I think we have way too many, so I think we're gonna have 3. Let me show you how I changed them. These are the ones right here. So I just removed the ones we didn't need and then added questions very quickly. So what if my books are a mess right now? Here we go. The second question is, do you work with specific businesses in the industry? And then the last one is right here. So this is what the Q&A looks like, and it looks pretty clean in my opinion. And as you can see, the website's looking really good. At this point, I've probably spent about 2 hours building it. It's almost done, the entire homepage. So you can see the hero section looks awesome. You can see the video right here doing the accounting, the stats, all this, the data with the code animates, it's all done. Six weekly hours saved, $3,000, all that stuff. We have this section which animates, which is awesome. If I scroll down, we have the 4 steps to get started. That's done. This one right here, I might change to something else. I'm gonna show you in just a second. We have our reviews, which I'm gonna fix in just a second. We have our Q&A, which works. There we go. And then the CTA at the bottom. It was built up for the solar website, but as you can see, it works perfect for this website. So I'm just gonna adjust a couple things, like for financing, we don't need this. Contact us about services home, that's cool. Main menu, this I'm just gonna remove. What we're gonna do is something a little bit more simple, like contact us, and I'm just gonna leave an email. There we go, just a quick test one for now. And this is what it looks like. So we have a contact. I might leave something else like a phone number, just very quickly. We're just cloning, duplicating. As you can see, I'm building this very quickly, but the website is looking pretty clean. Like for the homepage and for the amount of time that we spent, it looks really awesome. Now there's something that I wanted to change. If I scroll down a bit more, this we took care of, this we took care of, this right here. So this section I don't think we're gonna need, so I'm just gonna delete it. And then right here I'm just gonna remove this stuff, and this number I'm just gonna fix, but I think it's over 100. I don't think it's 200 at this point. And I'm just gonna update these very quickly to actual reviews my client has, but for now I'm just gonna leave it because this section is pretty much built out and I shouldn't show too much of my client's website. But that's looking pretty clean. This CTA I don't think we need, so I'm just gonna remove it. And then this is just a widget from the reviews that link directly with Google reviews. So this is gonna be cool to have, so I'm just gonna keep it for now. Now the next section that I think we're missing is gonna be the services. I know we have a full page just for services, but I do wanna tease them in the homepage, and I wanna show people what are the 2 main services we offer. And so I'm gonna create a new section for this one because we already have all these sections built out, but I do wanna have a section just for services. So what I'm gonna do is build one right now, and I'm gonna show you how we do this. Okay, so how I'm gonna build this services page is I already have this section that looks pretty clean in my opinion. So what I went ahead is I just cloned this section, and now we have this one right here. And so what I did is I have this divider, I removed the divider and I cloned this side by side just like here, and then I have them right here. So what I'm gonna have is the online bookkeeping on one side, and on the other side we're gonna have the yearly tax filing, just like that. So I'm just gonna add this quick description that I came up with for the bookkeeping side of things, and we can just remove all this stuff. Don't need any of this. I can just delete that. I'm gonna make it look nicer, but for now we don't need any of that stuff. I'm gonna remove this on this side as well, and I'm gonna add this right here. Just a quick description. There we go. So this is what this section looks like as of right now. I do think it looks a bit plain. So what I want to do is add a photo or a graphic on each container so it pops a bit more. So we have our services, we have the ongoing stuff, and then we have the end of year tax filing. So there's 2 places where I find my photos or my graphics or my vectors, you could say. So for photos, we could use one of these photos, but I think what makes the most sense is if we find like an emoji or an icon that we can use. So in this section where we're talking about like ongoing, we could find something like ongoing here and flat icon. Let's see if there's some sort of ongoing icon or something like that. I think this could work. Let's just download this one, give it a try. Let's see if there's something else that we could use, or something regarding to accounting. Let's see if there's any cool emojis, or maybe we could do this one for the other one. Let's just download it very quickly. Let's see if there's any cool emojis regarding the tax filings. Like maybe we could use this one right here. Let's just download it as well, give it a try. So what I'm gonna do is just add it right here as a photo. I think it would work well just below this section right here. I'm just gonna slide and drop it. Let's just add it very quickly, see what it looks like. There we go. And I'm just gonna add this one and this one for now. Let's see what it looks like. I just don't know. A lot of times you have to kind of see it and see what it looks like. Now this is huge, so I'm just gonna make it smaller. Let's just say like 50. Yeah, something like that. Like, let's see if we could just put it here. Even up here, I think this would work better. And now with the new update, what I want to do is just put them side by side. I think that might even look cooler. What I'm going to do is just do a 2-column row. And I'm going to slide and drag them right here. So we have the ongoing bookkeeping, and then maybe it could be something like this. Now, I don't know about the formatting, if it looks great. So what I'm going to do is just go back to the other format that we had. I think this looked better, and then I can just do the alignment to the left hand side. I think this looks much better actually. So I'm just gonna scroll down and add a bit of padding. Let's clone this very quickly, and then we can just replace the photo. So for this one, we're gonna do the other one, which is the year-end tax filing. So I'm just gonna add my photo very quickly, and I'm gonna swap it with this one. Now I think this section pops a bit more. Now let me see if there's any sort of padding on this side or something, because it does look a little bit off. Let's see, there's some padding on top and on the sides. Let's just remove that for both so it lines up better with the text. So that's another key. Yeah, now you can see like it actually lines up properly, which I think looks much better. And then we have, you know, the get started, so you can check out the next page. So when somebody clicks get started, they can take a deeper look at the bookkeeping. Now, something I just noticed is this section might be too text heavy. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just add this as a bullet point, because a lot of times it's easier to digest. This I think has too much text, so I'm just gonna fix this very quickly. So I came up with a list, something that's just easier to digest. So I'm just gonna select this and paste and match, and then I'm just gonna add it as a quick list. I think it's gonna look much better. It's just better. Like if you compare these two, this one's way easier to read. And what I could do is just add a bit more spacing in the line. So we could just call this like 1.5. That's gonna stretch them out a bit. Now to keep the same consistency, I'm just gonna duplicate it, slide over and delete this one, so we have the same spacing and all that stuff. And I'm just gonna replace this with my other one and just add this section right here. There we go. That's cool. I'm gonna hit save. And this section looks way better than the first version that we came up with. So I think this section is pretty much done. So we have our services. There might be a bit too much padding here on top, so I'm just gonna remove some of it. So what I'm gonna do is, let's just say 20, and then I'm gonna hit save. Okay, I think the website is looking really good. Let's just give it a refresh and we can see the entire homepage. I think I'm done. This one I've probably been building for like 3 hours. Let's just take a look. So bookkeeping simplified, the hero section I think looks great. Let's keep scrolling down. We have that cool video. For some reason the edges are not lined up correctly, so I'm just gonna double check here very quickly. So I think what we have to fix is the fit. We have to make it sure that it fills the entire section. So that's how you get those round corners. So it'll look a little bit better. Let's just give it a refresh. It's those little things that we can catch and then address them very quickly, but I think the homepage is looking really good. There we go. So that's taken care of. We have the stats. We have these right here, which are really cool. Get started. And then we have the services. Now you see how they animate. That's all part of the code with the previous template, which is like this section right here. I'll show you. This is the section that we cloned, and then I just duplicated those two. That's how they animate. That we turned into this, which I think looks pretty cool. And then how we help you, this section right here, get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4 easy steps, some reviews, quick FAQ, I think looks really good. And then a CTA, and then the footer. That is the entire homepage. Now I'm gonna start building the services page, but what I'm gonna do is just start taking a lot of the elements from the homepage and building out the services page. Because the main thing is to build out the homepage, optimize it for mobile, make sure everything looks good. A lot of this has already been optimized because it's already been built before when we built it out as a template. But I'm just gonna double check, make sure all the formatting is correct before I move on to services and about. But there it is. That's how I did it. That's how I built a website in Gohighlevel in 24 hours, and it looks really good. This is the beginning. This is what we started with. This is the template that I used, my Solar template. And this is how we transformed a Solar website into a bookkeeping website. You can see how clean it looks, how fast we're able to build it. You can see the quality of this website, the code, the animation, the buttons, all those small details that make a website stand out. We have them, and I literally just sent my client the email that the website's ready, good to go, and you can see everything has been built out. But that's how I was able to pull it off. And if you want to get this exact template implemented into your own business, click the first link in bio. Or if you need a custom website for your own business, click the second link in bio and we can help you out.